Hello there. I want to see if I can explain a couple of features in Eclipse that some of you may or may not be using. If you look here in the user settings, you probably notice there's Keymode, Correction Mode, Stitch Mode, and Spell Mode. And I would like to show a couple of things here and see if maybe some of the basics here will make sense and maybe give you some things to think about, and then you can take it and run with it. Now if you look on the screen, I've got a couple of words in yellow which are of course on translates. If I go to that word, you can look over here and see that I've purposely misstroked it because I want to get an untranslate up on the screen. So I'm riding along and I see that the word check went by, and it came up correctly because of the translation magic and the intelligence that's in Eclipse. But I may want to go back there and fix that word and make it be in my dictionary permanently. So on my computer, actually in my dictionary, I have a couple of strokes defined, and I'm going to go down here to my dictionary and I'm going to do a search for SN, R, SN, final R. And if you look there in my main dictionary, I've got a couple of strokes there defined. SNR is macro word left, and actually right below it is SNF, which is character left. Now if you look back up here in the dictionary, in my file, if I hit SNR, it should be macro word left. So I'm going to hit it one time and you see my cursor moved. I can hit it again and it will move again. The nice thing about that is it gives me a chance to move my cursor somewhere in the file a line or two, and I also don't have the follow always checked for this very reason. I want to be able to put the cursor back up in the file somewhere, and if I continue writing like I'm about to do, if I continue writing, you see the cursor doesn't move, it stays where I've put it. And that's nice because if I want to try to get back here and maybe fix this, there are several ways I can do it. I'm going to hit SNR, I'm going to move it back over to there, and there I've got it where I want it. So if you look at the word writing again at the end of the file, so I can write, or so I can write. See, the cursor doesn't move. That's a good thing. Now there's a couple of things I can do here. I can reach over to my computer keyboard. I can hit my command for global or whatever. Let me just back this out. Get my cursor there. Hit the word. I use a hyperkey G for global, and I can, of course, enter it that way. If I want to do it from my steno keyboard, I have a definition defined in my main dictionary, and I'm going to show that to you. I'm going to go back over here to my Breck dictionary. I'm going to search for the command that I use, which is kr*G. Now if you look there, if I enter right there on that stroke in my main dictionary, it's going to bring up a macro one stroke global. And if we go to the advanced, you'll see what the macro actually is defined as in the macro table. It's Control G. And then my dictionary entry that I use from my steno keyboard is CR*G. And you can see that right here. So wherever I put my cursor in the transcript, I'm going to put it back up here. If I hit the KR*G, it's going to highlight the word. Now at that point, since that word is correct, all I would have to do is hit my enter command, or just on the computer keyboard hit the word enter. If I wanted to do it from my keyboard, my steno keyboard, let's look for the command that I'm using to do that with. I'm going to go here and I'm going to search again for my command for enter. Now if you look there, I use STKPWHRM, and I kind of use that stroke as my main global. And if you look on here, I've hit enter in my main dictionary, it's brought the stroke up. It looks for a macro called main global. Go to advanced and you can see that the command is Control M, which you remember if you hit Control M when you're trying to global something, it will put it into your main dictionary. Of course, that's the default for most of us, so you just hit enter. But when you're doing it from your steno keyboard, you want to have Control M, Shift Alt E, Alt O, enter. The reason those are in there is because if you have correction mode or spell mode turned on, you need to have those turned off, and that's what these do right here. And I'll show you how that looks. If I was to go right here and finish globaling that word, it would look like this, and then if I hit my keyboard from my steno command, I'm not going to do it, but if I did, it would enter it and it would do some other things. It would enter it into the dictionary, and then it would do Shift Alt E, which is your edit toggles, and then it would do Alt O, which is going to be off, which is right here in this area. And you see the underline for the O? That's what the Alt O is going to do. And it's going to turn off any other modes that you may have turned on. And this works whether you're in correction mode or in spell mode. So the Shift Alt E goes to your edit toggles. Alt O turns this back on, because you could have had this one turned on or this one turned on. It just Alt O turns it off, and then enter, of course, is the OK command, and it turns it off. Now if you wanted to go back quickly, there are other ways to do that. So I'm sitting here and I see that the word check came by, and it was an untranslate. Now I'm going to go back into my main dictionary and I'm going to search for a command that I use, which is SGL. Let's try this again. I want to search for maybe I want to search for STKPWHR, and that's going to take me into my dictionary to the STKPW entries. And for some reason, let me get out of here for a second. Go back into my main dictionary again. There we go. For some reason it held up into a different mode. So I'm going to do SGL F, and there is a macro called rewrite to correct. I'm going to hit enter on there and then go to advanced, and let's see exactly what that does. This is one that Keith has created, and it has an Alt T, which actually brings the Eclipse window back to the forefront. Most of the time you have Eclipse on your screen, but if you don't, this is how it gets it back up to the forefront. Then it does a control page down, then it does a control shift U. This gets you to the bottom of the file, and then this is a reverse translate for the most recent untran, which is what you just saw go by. Then you have Shift Alt E, remember that's edit toggles, and then Alt C is correction mode, and then enter. So once it turns, toggles on, then it does the Control G command. So what that does in the long way is if I did Shift Control U from right here, it would jump back up, then it would do Shift Alt E, and then it would turn on the correction mode, which is Alt C, and then it would hit enter. And then once it did that, it would allow you to type in the word. So I'm going to do that from my steno keyboard. I'm going to hit question F. You'll see that it flicked quickly, and then it went there to the word check. Now if I knew that that word wasn't going to be check, but say I wanted it to be the word happen, because I'm in correction mode is going to look into my main dictionary for any steno that I want to type in. So if I was going to type in, say, the word happen, H-A-P, you'll watch right below, and it's going to put in the word happen, and then it's going to bring it up and put it into that window. That's how correction mode works. Correction mode is a really nice little feature in Eclipse because it allows you to quickly go in and replace a word that's in that global window and put other things in there. And I can keep adding to it as much as I want. Happen, substance, happy, people. I can just keep adding stuff in there, and it's just going to keep putting it in. I'm going to escape. Let me just back out of there. I'm just going to hit my asterisk key and back all this stuff up. Now say the word should have been check. If I want to hit the word command steno for check, I can do my stroke check. There it is, and it pops it up in there. So that's how correction mode can work for you. At this point, you can have an option of entering it into your main dictionary, or if you want, of course, there's the drop downs for the other options here. Main dictionary is where I would probably want to put this. So remember, I had my question M, and if I hit that right now, it will put it into the main dictionary. I'm not going to do that because I want to show you the other way you can do this. There is another command in my dictionary, which is SGLR, and here it is, rewrite for untran. It's a little bit different. It's the same command, but remember the one before had Alt-C for correction mode. This one has Alt-K for key mode. So let's go back here and look at what happens when I hit the same SGLF. That takes me back. So I'm going to do the other one now. I'm going to put my cursor over here, and I'm going to do SGLR. Does the same thing, takes me back. Now if I want to start finger spelling, I can start putting in finger spelling, and I can chunk it in. I could do K-H-E-K, but see what that does is it does it literally off of the steno machine. I can back it up and do K-R-K. Doesn't work. I can do C, the letter K on the left side, and the K on the right, and get the word check. I can back that up by hitting the asterisk key, and I could do like H-A-P, P-E-N, S-T-A-N-K-E for happenstance. I can back that up. You see here you can do a lot of things with it, just depending on what's and how you spell stuff out from your steno machine. So I can do C-H-E-C-K, and I wrote that K-H-E, and then I came back with the left K and the right B-G to get that to come in. I could do C, let me do this again, C, the letter K, H, E, left K, and then right BG, and get the word check. At that point, I'm able to hit my SGLM to add the stroke into my main dictionary. And if I do that, let's just watch what happens. There it does. It puts it in right there. So that's kind of a explanation of how you can do it using the quick commands. Now let's go back up to this one again. I'm going to do my cursor up. I'm going to go up a line, which is SNP, and then I'm going to go SNG, which is my right command. And if you think about it, let me look here on my keyboard for a second. I use the SN with R, P, B, and G, and then also the F and the L. Now, if you look at your steno right here, if you look down at your computer keyboard, you see your arrow, your cursor arrows are the same setup. So I'm using those with conjunction with SNN and then R, P, B, or G to move my cursor up, down, word left, and word right. And if I want to go a character at a time, I use character left, SNF, and character right, SNL. So let's see how that looks on the machine, on the real time. I'm going to do SNR, which is word left. I'm going to do SNG, which is word right. SNB, as in boy, is down line, and P is up. You could also think of P as like up, and then B as bottom, as going down. R and G make no sense, so just use your imagination. And then if I want to do like a character at a time, I'm going to do S and L, and I can move the cursor one letter at a time. S and F, I can move it back. And all those commands are in your dictionary. You can put them in there off of the macro table. And let's go back over here and look at what one would look like. SNR. Let me do this again. SN final R. And you can see right here in my main dictionary is my word left command. It's macro word left. Now if you have Keith's macros, you should be able to find them in the macro table. There's macro word left, word right, up, and down. I believe you can find them in his macro table. And then once you find them, let's just go look there. Let's go look at edit, macros, and then let's go down to, there's word left right there. I'm going to edit it. Here's the command. If I want to give it a definition and a dictionary entry, I can click right here, and you can see I've already got it defined, so I'm not going to do anything with it. But if you wanted to give it a definition, give it your definition right there, and then you're good to go. Now let's do the long way on this word up here on check. You know, you saw the quick way with SGLF or SGLR, but I could move my cursor back. I could do my K*G. If I try to type right there, nothing is happening, and you can see the word check coming in the screen down here in the bottom. The reason that is because remember the Shift-Alt-E, which is edit toggles, was not turned on. So let's go back here again. Let's move the cursor back to it. KRG with an asterisk. So the long way to do it would be I would have to turn on correction mode, or I would have to turn on some other kind of mode. I'm going to get out of here one more time, and remember to do that I have defined over here in my user settings under input, Keymode and Correction Mode are right here. K* answer bank is key mode. KR* answer bank is correction mode. So if I go there and go back again to this word, get my cursor on it right there, KRG. Now, what did I say? KR* is correction mode. So if I do it there, I should have it turned on. And you can see I wrote happen, and then it dropped it in there. Let me do it again. I want you to notice right down here, I'm going to hit the word happen, H-A-P, and it's going to take it right there, and it's going to drop it in right there, just like that. Now if I wanted to do key mode, I could do K* answer bank. I can hit that right there, and then I can do HAPPEP. Whoops, I misspelled it. And drop the N there. Okay, back it up, H-A-P-P-E-N. And you can chunk spell it that way also. You don't have to do H-A-P-P-E-N one at a time. You can do H-A-P-P-E-N and spell the word that you want this to be. In my case, I want it to be check, so I'm going to do C-H-E-C-K. Now that's a long way to do it, and I don't prefer to do it. I like to hit my command, which is my SGLR, jump right back to it, and then I can spell it in there however I want to spell it, depending on what word I want it to be. You know, just have a lot of fun with it there, and then quickly put it in. I don't have to move the cursor. I can just have my Eclipse just jump and go get it. So that's kind of a quick thing involving your correction mode and your key mode, and a quick way of how it works. If you notice here in the Keymode dictionary, Keith has put together quite a few entries in there that you can use if Keymode is activated, and there's a whole lot of power in there that I don't want to go into right now, but maybe this will kind of give you all a start on some of the ways you can use your keyboard to edit with, and maybe have some fun. So I hope this helps, and I hope it made sense and kind of give you some ideas of what you can do with your real time, and if nothing else, moving your cursor around. Thanks.